Welcome to another one of my videos on YouTube. This is Joe from joe.english.tutor on Instagram and add23 for YouTube. Remember to subscribe if you haven't already. In today's video, we're going to look at some listening practice. I am going to tell you about my weekend. I want you to follow along. If you need, use subtitles. And I'm going to go into great detail about my weekend so it can hopefully help you have some new vocabulary, get a good amount of listening practice in, and consume more English whilst enjoying yourself. So without further ado, let's get into my weekend. On Friday evening, I finally closed my laptop and stretched my arms, feeling relieved that it was the weekend. My work week had been long and I was looking forward to a change of pace. After tidying my workspace, I grabbed my jacket and stepped outside, taking a deep breath of the crisp evening air. It felt satisfying to finally leave the busy work day behind and embrace the start of the weekend. I'd arranged to meet a few friends at a nearby cafe, a cozy little spot with warm lighting and a cool atmosphere. I ordered a nice little cup of coffee and my friends ordered their favourites. We all had a slice of cake as a treat, which felt like a perfect way to celebrate the end of a long week. We spent a couple of hours chatting, laughing and catching up on the latest news in each other's lives. By the time I got home, I was proper tired and ready for a good night's sleep. I didn't even need to set an alarm for Saturday, which was a real luxury. On Saturday morning, I woke up early feeling surprisingly energized and with no aches or pains. I decided that some fresh air was a perfect way to start the day. So I changed into my workout clothes, put on my trainers and headed for the gym. Then I got into my car and hit the road. Surprisingly, there was quite a lot of traffic for that time of day, so it took me a bit longer than usual. At the gym, I put in my earphones, trained chest and did some cardio. I especially love lifting weights and training chest is my favorite. After about an hour and a half, I was shattered and ready to go home and obviously make myself a proper cooked breakfast. Back at home, I scrambled some eggs, made some toast and a cup of coffee. I took my time enjoying each bite and even watched a few YouTube videos. It was nice to have a relaxed breakfast without the usual rush of a workday morning. In the afternoon, I decided to run some errands. I needed some stuff for the house, so I wrote a shopping list, grabbed my bags and popped to the local supermarket. The shop was fairly busy, but I managed to pick up everything I needed. I even found a tin of my favourite biscuits, which felt like a real bonus. When I got back home, I unpacked everything and put each item in its place. And I even treated myself to one of those biscuits. With a cup of tea, of course. By the time Saturday evening rolled around, I was ready for a bit of fun and met a mate to go down to the local pub. I hadn't been for a pint in such a long time. We got 2 rounds each and had a really good chat. After calling it a night, we went our separate ways home. I would say that I was feeling quite tipsy by that point. Thank God I didn't need to drive. Saturday morning started quite slowly because I felt a little hungover. So I had a bit of a lie-in and didn't rush to get out of bed. I made myself a cup of coffee, sat by the window and watched the world go by. After that, I settled down to a good book and got really absorbed into the story. There's really something so relaxing about reading a book on a quiet Sunday morning. I completely lost track of time and only realized it was time for lunch when my tummy started to rumble. At around midday, I met up with another friend at a small restaurant nearby. We both fancied something different, so we ordered a few dishes to share. The food was delicious and we chatted about everything from work to holiday plans to relationships. It felt good catching up and enjoying a leisurely meal. After lunch, we took a short stroll around the local area, just to stretch our legs and enjoy some fresh air. Back at home in the afternoon, I decided it was time to get a few things done around the house. I tidied up a bit, put some clothes in the washing machine, did some folding and some washing up. Not the most exciting part of the weekend, but it's always satisfying to have everything neat and tidy for when Monday rolls around. Once I had finished, I felt accomplished and decided to reward myself with a nice bath. My guilty pleasure. The water was the perfect temperature, not too hot. I even dozed off and nearly drowned myself. By Sunday evening, I was feeling refreshed and recharged. I decided to wind down the weekend by watching a series I'd been following. I made myself a cup of hot chocolate, settled down into my favourite armchair and put my feet up. The storyline was getting really interesting and I found myself hooked. It was the perfect way to end a top-notch weekend. When it was time for bed, I felt ready for the week ahead, grateful for the rest and happy to have spent time with my friends. With one last stretch, I climbed into bed, closed my eyes and drifted off to sleep, feeling content. And that was the story of my weekend. How was your weekend? Tell me in the comments what you got up to. And obviously remember to like the video and subscribe to my channel. I hope you enjoyed watching and catch you in the next video.